All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Romantic and Moon. This game taking place here on Last Refuge. Here we have Moon spawning as the blue Night Elf player over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have Romantic spawning as the red human. This is human versus night elf, as I mentioned before. For those of you guys who have eagle eyes, I did upgrade my webcam. It's a little bit better in terms of the low lighting, but I don't have a proper light setup since I am just, casting from my living room, and I can't have a dedicated casting room since, well, I'm not a full-time caster. Anyways, what's going to be happening in this human versus night elf matchup? Obviously, right now, I don't have any Twitch viewers. I've been getting some mixed feedback, people saying, hey, you know what, this isn't a cast. You're talking about all of the other viewers and saying hi and whatnot. It's just trying to interact with everyone. Hopefully, I am able to bring you guys some decent information. Also, my style is relatively play-by-play since I am a single caster. Now, some people may be wondering, what's the difference between a single cast and having a dual cast? Well, in a single cast, you generally want to fill the void, right? You guys can pretty much see what's happening here on the screen. There's not too much to really talk about. Oh, look, this peasant's building a farm right here. But I don't have someone I can bounce questions off of. So oftentimes in a single cast, in terms of just trying to keep pace with the game, being able to keep it interesting, I will be saying things that you guys can obviously see. With that being said, though, perhaps I am going a little bit overboard as we are looking at the Ancient of War taking a bit of that damage, but you can see that the archer is no longer holding aggro, and we should be waiting for the demon hunter to come on out before any of these units are actually taken down. Demon Hunter will not get to level 2 off of this 3-3-3 creep camp, and in fact the Demon Hunter is going to decide to back off while the Demon Hunter wants to do a bit of harassment. That infinite experience range. Wait a second, did he? Yeah, he did get that experience finally, as the Demon Hunter now making its way off to the north. Archmage here, double ensnare on the militia, going to slow things down just a little bit, and that's really going to hurt Romantic, as the Demon Hunter is going to be able to get to that archer much earlier along during the creep pattern. Demon Hunter going to does not get an attack off. Demon Hunter of Moon perhaps sees this and goes, you know what, what's going on here? As you can see, the Demon Hunter now running around and chasing down this Archmage. Militia now making its way over, and is the Demon Hunter going to be going for mana burn? No, goes for evasion first as that first ability. You saw that miss happen right there, and with that evasion first, he's not going to be able to mana burn down this Archmage. The Archmage should be able to get to level 2 off of this creep camp. Even the Ogre Magi cannot easily be stolen except by the arrows from the Archer. Demon Hunter cannot mana burn it down, as the Archmage is going to go ahead and try to bounce back and forth. Archmage is going to try and get into position here. Is going to be able to drop a Water Elemental. Ring of Protection +2 picked up by the Demon Hunter. A little bit of an item steal there, as we are going to see an ensnare go down onto that Archer. Demon Hunter may go after the Water Elemental. Water Elemental is going to give experience. Actually, I don't know if it gave experience, as the Forest Troll Trapper could get taken down as well. Militia now trying to switch targets back, as the Forest Troll Trapper going after those units. Now going to switch targets there. Another ensnare goes back down onto the Archer. One thing to note, though, only the units that actually ensnare, the army that ensnares the unit, is able to spot that unit. I know a lot of the times, sometimes you see, hey, why isn't that Archer revealed to the human player? He did not get the ensnare down. Archmage sitting at level 2. Gonna go ahead and take down that Forest Troll High Priest. Archmage or Archmage, both there seems to be a little bit of a discussion based on what is correct. In terms of WarCraft lore, it is an Archmage. In terms of type of wording and Latin, I guess it's supposed to be Archmage, as the Demon Hunter now coming across here, trying to finish off some of these peasants. One very low hit point peasant going to get picked off by Moon right there, as more damage is just getting absorbed by these poor units here. Demon Hunter doing a good job making his opponent at least pay for this expansion, as the Demon Hunter now gets to level 2. problem is that the Archmage does have a water elemental out still, and it should be able to put pressure onto these Huntresses if given enough time. Demon Hunter also stuck between a gold mine and an Archmage here. That is going to be a problem, as it is going to go ahead and use that Scroll of Town portal. Huntress does not run towards the Demon Hunter, instead accidentally runs in front right here. Archmage is going to be able to get off some additional fireballs, but not finish off that Huntress there. Alright, just trying to readjust all of my microphone and things. Alright, Demon Hunter now heading back off to the north, is sitting at level 2. The Scroll of Town portal is lost. Archmage gonna try and inch towards level 3 as the Null Warden's gonna get taken out, but the Panda, along with those Huntresses, are ready to bring the beat down. No Arcane Tower and an army of footmen to try and combat a Demon Hunter and Panda. That is absolutely a nightmare, as the Breath of Fire goes across and blows over many of these units. Now the Town Hall is completed. It is going to be difficult to get finished, but all of these, well, peasants and footmen are still very easy targets. Another Breath of Fire goes across, as the Demon Hunter taking much more damage than it would like. Getting choked up on a pig right there. Unit's going to go ahead and back up. You can take a look. The footmen down to 52 hit points. Huntresses could get in onto that target and try to finish it off, down to 37. 3 more volleys should be able to finish it off. 22. One more shot should do it. And is the Huntress going to be able to get there in time? It looks like it, in fact, will be able to get that final shot off there. Meanwhile, back at the other end, Demon Hunter in serious trouble. Down to 79 hit points. Down to 57. Is it going to be able to escape? Down to 28. Archmage could just turn around and hit it, as the Archmage gets to level 3. Death of a level 2 Demon Hunter, low hit point footman running past some Huntresses there. That could be a very bad sign, as well as another footman getting taken out. Archmage, well, both sides suffering very heavy casualties. Take a look at the population. 32 supply for Moon compared to 26 by Romantic. And a large portion of Romantic's army is, well, tied up in peasants. Huntress now making their way over, looking to finish off, get some damage onto these units here. That bounce damage does do, or the normal damage does 50% bonus. On top of that, the bounce also does bonus, as the Huntress now needs to try and get away. Can the Archmage actually catch up to that low hit point Huntress? I do not believe so, as an Arcane Vault now being added. We are now in a game of transition where Moon is no longer going to pressure that expansion. He knows that that expansion is just going to be more and more fortified, and he's going to refocus his efforts on creeping, getting up perhaps a level 3 Panda with a higher, more effective Breath of Fire, and hoping that he can do it before his opponent finishes keep and gets to tier 2. That's going to be the problem, as the Panda is going to, well, lose effectiveness as Spellbreakers are added to the army. Archer down to 38 hit points here. Archmage is going to be able to finish it off. Oh, big denial right there, as the Water Elemental now going after the Dryad, only to see it disappear right before its eyes. All right, Dryad isn't going to get taken down. Panda could get a big Breath of Fire off here. Only sitting at level 2 though, as the Dryads are still ready here to engage. No mortar teams, no riflemen, as the Dryads are purposely picking off different targets. This is actually a beautiful strategy to try and maximize the amount of damage. That slow poison over time gonna be extremely effective, as this, well, Romantics footman could get taken out. Archmage now in trouble, trying to do a little bit of a run by as well. Panda could turn around, perhaps get a Breath of Fire off, finishes off the footman, and gets some damage onto those creeps. Effective there, but you can take a look at this army. We still need to see a tech to Tree of Eternity. Well, no, we are already at Tree of Eternity. We are getting bears and getting that adept training for that rejuvenation. Already at adept training, you can take a look. Nature's Blessing being upgraded, as we do have the Tree of Life here ready to go. Tree of Life gonna go ahead and engage down at this 533 creep camp. Moon playing as though he is a human player, already expanding, gonna get ready to go here as the Panda. Is it going to end up losing this Huntress down to 4 hit points? It does get taken down. Moon, well, a little bit rusty there. Mana burn off on the Archmage. Naga Sea-Witch here as well. Going to get some damage onto this Demon Hunter. And I'm wondering what the purpose of Romantic's Naga Sea Witch is. Normally, you see the Naga Sea Witch as a much more aggressive hero, not a hero that you see if you are trying to set up an expansion. He's going to try to hold on to that expansion, and I'm assuming now he may try to go to late game, or is he going to just try to pressure out with the dual Arcane Sanctums? Only time will tell there, as the Forest Troll Trapper will get taken out. Demon Hunter now just shy of level 3. That Tree of Return, or that Tree of Life, sitting at 7 armor. Gonna go ahead and root here. Ancient of War already here, ready to go. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Our unit's gonna get caught in transit as the Archmage gonna simply just walk in here and get some damage onto some Wisp. All right, there it goes. Level 4 now on the Archmage. Level 2 Brilliance Aura bonus damage. As you see some detonations happening already. There goes a little bit more Dryads. Gonna try and focus units off. You can see a little bit of a game of whack-a-mole underway as the Dryads are all here. Archmage is gonna be forced to retreat. Does not want to stick around in this spot as he's gonna take down perhaps one. Nope. Focused fire onto the footman when one dart from each Dryad would have finished it off. Supply count 47 to 47. We are neck and neck. Economically speaking, we are about the same here as this entangled gold mine is about to be ready. Meanwhile, venturing forth, going to have an army of bears and dryads, and without a transition into, well, essentially rifle team and mortars, I don't know how Romantic is going to do. On top of that, Romantic is perhaps banking on the fact that the Dryads have been using so much Abolish magic on those water elementals that slow is going to be effective. I can't speak heavily into that, only time can tell, but we do see Riflemen now joining in on the fight as well. Naga Sea Witch, Archmage, Potion of Healing given to the Archmage right there. Are we going to be going into Tier 3? No, we are not. And Romantic is in fact staying at Tier 2 with Riflemen and Spellbreakers. We should be getting into a very decent sized army here in just a second. Both sides looking to get in that damage as we do have, well, there is a Sentry Ward right there keeping track of all of these units. Water Elemental, well, going to absorb or deal some damage back over here. You can see the Ogre Magi and the Forest Troll High Priest finally joining in on the fight as the Rifleman joins in as well. Clearing out some difficult creep camps. Moon venturing forth and will be able to take down this Ogre Lord and this Forest Troll Berserkers as the Ogre Lord looks to back off, not dealing damage. And that's one of the things that you try to do. You try to make it so that you minimize the amount of damage that the creeps are actually dealing to your units. By having them pull to maximum range distance, you do in fact do that as the Archmage now shows up to the party. Demon Hunter, is it going to get taken down? All right, a little bit of a spell steal there. Demon Hunter now getting slowed. Dryad does need to abolish magic, as we may see another slow once more, just constantly manually slowing this Dryad, now being forced to retreat all the way back as we do have Moonwells off in this position here. This is going to be an interesting spot. Moonwells and our Ancient of Wonders already set up in between these two creep camps. Ancient of War also taking a lot of damage once again as Militia now being brought over to the fight. 63 supply compared to 81. Romantic with the much larger army needs to lose a peasant in order to not lose that much to taxes. Riflemen off to the north here as the Dryads, what are they doing? The Dryads are just actually poking and getting units in transit here. I don't know if that is the purpose of this particular strategy, but it may force Romantic to back off as towers are now being added. All right, Spellbreakers. You can take a look at this army. This Spellbreaker army is going to be able to slip through here, already down to sub 200 hit points, sub 100, and just more experience still given. This Dryad army in that alleyway right there perhaps knows, you know what, if I just stay in this position, I can stop all of the reinforcements. 71 supply compared to 76. Sorceresses are right here. That's going to be a little bit slowed up altogether as, well, Moon knows that he can catch his units in transit. Dryads now looking to perhaps get back into this fight. Romantic knows what's going on as the Bears, well, the Bears need the cover and the support from those Dryads. Otherwise, they are just going to be far too slowed. Panda going to get in here. Go look for Drunken Haze. Breath of Fire. A lot of damage to be had. All of these peasants could get taken down. Arcane Tower. No Arcane Towers here as the Dryads now going after those units. Dryads are going to be in a really bad position as damage is getting added across the board. All of these guard towers going to get taken out. Water Elementals joining in on the fight as well as the Spellbreakers. Well, the Dryads finally getting into a better position again. All right, you can see guard towers. Well, one of them has been repaired back up already. Water Elemental is going to get finished off as I don't see, well, Staff of Preservation not saving enough units. Demon Hunter mana burns down the Archmage. More Breath of Fire onto some of these peasants again as the Priest now trying to back up. Low hit point units. Panda gets up to level 5. Level 3 Breath of Fire. Can it go down? Can it actually focus down? Perhaps hit the units in the backfield. There it goes. Breath of Fire. And now the Panda is out of mana. Druids of the Claw in Druid form need to get into Bear form to join back in on the fights there. As you can take a look, Staff of Preservation does save a low hit point unit. Water Elementals taking a lot of damage again. There is some more Abolish Magic. Demon Hunter trying to get into position as well. Perhaps a Book of the Dead would be extremely useful. The priests are only at Initiate training, not yet at Adept, as this guard tower does get taken down as well. Ancient of War has been joining in on this fight. Archmage down to 145 hit point or mana. That could be a bad spot to be in as the Demon Hunter now down to 267 hit points as well. And a new Water Elemental quickly abolished away as the Demon Hunter hits level 5. Bears trying to get into position. Mortar teams now joining in on the fight. Going to get some damage across some of those mortar teams as the Demon Hunter now needs to back off. Bears getting in some damage onto some of those Spellbreakers as Romantic is going to be forced to retreat. Alright, not quite sure. Wow. That Naga Sea Witch down to 17 hit points. Able to barely survive the onslaught from those Bears. Dryads, Bears, Romantic sitting at 69 supply, Moon sitting at 79 with a great strong comeback. Is he going to be able to hold on to this as we see all of these Druids of the Claw now back in Druid form? They need to get a lot more mana in order to rejuvenate themselves. They are back in Druid form since they do regenerate mana much more quickly, as we may be looking at a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being picked up as well. Let's take a look. Nope, no Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Panda not grabbing any mana, as the Druid of the Claw here are going to go ahead and back off. This Druid of the Claw, Rejuvenation, is it going to go ahead and go into Bear form? Not quite sure. Slow Poison plus, well, Orb of Venom. Gonna be damage over time heavy as the Panda here ready to go. Triple Scrolls of Healing across these units to try and counter off all of the Mortar team's attacks. Sorceress Spellbreaker is going to spot all of this. Going to have to reposition. Bears all here ready to go. As you can take a look, units going to get taken down. Uphill battle, well, for Romantic, as Romantic is going to be forced to deal with all of these units on a higher ground. Panda trying to get into that front position is going to be able to even perhaps land a Breath of Fire across all of the units. No, settles for a Drunken Haze instead to make sure that all of those units, well, miss their targets. In that onslaught, though, the Demon Hunter was taken down and will be forced to be resurrected. Moon is in trouble with the Demon Hunter gone. Archmage using that Scroll of Regeneration, making its way back down. Mortar teams, 3 of them here, ready to go with 2-0 upgrades. And those 2-0 upgrades going to absolutely eat away at these Dryads. Dryads looking to see where they can go next. Demon Hunter not getting resurrected. You can take a look. Dryad perhaps trying to get some extra damage. The Dryad dodging the Mortar team attack fairly easily as it heads back off to the north. 80 supply compared to 78 right now. Gonna be pretty much even as the Demon Hunter was resurrected, needs to get rejuvenated, and then we'll see what happens next. All right, where's the rejuvenation? There's the rejuvenation right now. Demon Hunter going to be getting back up to 800 hit points here in just a moment. Forest Troll, High Priest, all of these units are here ready to go. Wisp up on the high ground. Tome of Agility left behind. Demon Hunter looking to finish off the remainder of this creep camp. Does exactly that. Panda does have a Drunken Brawler as the Demon Hunter gets an additional 25 points of health. 2 Scrolls of Healing are all that are left. Ancient of War getting absolutely shell-shocked by those Mortar teams. Just endless rain down from those attacks here. Demon Hunter going to be ready to engage. What's going to happen? 1,200 gold in the bank. Moon taking a Fork Lightning there as the Dryads are all trying to get into position. Mortar teams, Drunken Haze, a Scroll of Town Portal pulls back all of those units pretty much instantaneously, knowing that a follow-up Breath of Fire would absolutely be devastating. However, Scrolls of Town Portal and Scrolls of Regeneration are not free. Breath of Fire, is going to be able to come back and eventually find its mark as the Archmage decides to not read that Tome of Intelligence. All right, 19 minutes, 40 seconds into this battle. Bears are here, all ready to go. 79 supply compared to 80. We'll see what's going to be happening in this next fight. Goblin Zeppelin picking up a whole bunch of units are going to be ready to move on out. What is it going to do? It's going to go ahead and perhaps do a little bit of a split-pronged attack. The main base is actually relatively wide open once a drop can, in fact, take place. Demon Hunter sells some items, picks up perhaps a... Blizzard now being added as well. What's going to be happening here? Scroll of Healing being added. Demon Hunter going to go ahead and try and engage back once more. Meanwhile, Dryads and all of these teams going to be dropping behind enemy lines. There is the Blizzard. Dryads now coming in from behind. Panda, Drunken Haze, ready to go after all of these units. And what a beautiful flank here, destroying Romantic's positioning. All right, Scroll of Healing has been counteracted. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Dryads are absolutely getting shocked, though, as the Panda wants to drop on top of all of these targets again. There is another Breath of Fire going across multiple units as the Demon Hunter and the Panda are absolutely taking so much damage as Romantic loses the game to Moon. Moon able to get into that position and then ultimately get enough damage through. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.